Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our first edition of the Legal Score for June 2026. Happy June, everybody. It is June 3rd, and I am live, so please come on and say hello. I'm your girl, Sonja, and this show, of course, is always dedicated to Mac, our great producer in the sky, and this special edition is actually dedicated to my great grandmother, Emma. Her birthday would have been yesterday. Shout out to Pink Fanfur, the realest, real creator out there, B.A. Strilla, the production team, and all of my amazing podcast hosts on the McGrath Podcast Network. Y'all, we got a lot of talk about tonight, so let me go ahead and get started. Like I said, come on and say hello when you get on here, and I will acknowledge your comment. It's an ultimate sports hour, y'all. So turn up your volume because we're going to be rolling out a very packed broadcast tonight, covering everything under major sports across the day because we got big news in every single category. We start out on the hardwood, y'all, where the stage has finally been set for the 2026 NBA Finals. They are officially here, and it's historic, nostalgia-fueled matchup that absolutely nobody saw coming. I mean, everybody had their picks early on of who was going to get where, and you know, no one is a fortune teller when it comes down to it. It's a rematch from 27 years ago, you guys. It is the San Antonio Spurs who defeated OKC Thunder. And they will be facing all y'all New Yorkers' favorite team, the New York Knicks. To get there, both teams had to survive grueling 7-game wars. I mean, they went all the way down to the wire in the conference finals in the West. Wemby completely took over. He put the game on his absolute back. And he just put on a clinic. Let's be clear. He put on a straight up clinic to slide past the OKC Thunder in game 7. Now, meanwhile, in the Eastern Conference, the New York Knicks, led by Jalen Brunson, and this is definitely nostalgic. His dad being a fellow and former Knick back in the day. The gritty New York Knicks blew the roof off of Madison Square Gardens. I mean, I know nobody had a voice the next day after that game. You know how New Yorkers are, and the fact that they've been waiting 27 years for this to happen is absolutely amazing. Well, they got it done at home, and Jalen Brunson and them blew the roof off of MSG. And they dominated Cleveland, you guys, in their own game 7 to punch their ticket to the ultimate stage. Let's talk about scheduling. So grab your calendars. It's going to get a little busy. Game 1 is actually tipping off tonight. It has tipped off tonight, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And so I know that some of you guys probably are watching that while you're watching me. But because of regular season records, the Spurs are actually holding the home court advantage tonight, meaning the series opens up in the deep heart of Texas at the Frost Bank Center before moving over to the East Coast back to New York. Now, for those who remember the 90s, this is not just any regular finals matchup. This is a direct echo of 1999. You know, in my Prince voice, 1999. The last time the New York Knicks actually made an appearance in the NBA Finals was exactly the 1999 lockout shortened season. Y'all remember that? I do. Back then, New York made a miracle run as the 8th seed, and they advanced all the way up, led by Latrell Sprewell. Y'all remember him? And Allen Houston, only to run directly into the young Twin Towers powerhouse in San Antonio, none other than Tim Duncan and David Robinson. All right, shout out to them. And they took care of business back then and winning the series by 4-1. I mean, it was a gentleman's sweep with Tim Duncan taking home his very first finals MVP trophy. And nearly 3 decades later, so for all of y'all 30 and under, you're not going to remember this, but your parents will. New York finally gets an opportunity to exact their revenge. Now, we're going to look at the last 10 years of NBA history with this because the West is always saying they're the best. But, you know, I'm an Eastern girl. I would like to think the East are the beast. But the league has been defined by incredible parity between both the Eastern and the Western conferences. Transitioning away from old dynasties, let's look at the wall of champions over the last decade. Now, last year, you guys know it was OKC Out of the West, 2025 champions. Before that, it was the East, the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum and his crew got it done for the East in 24 and 23. It was the West again for the Denver Nuggets. The West prior to that, the Golden State Warriors, and shout out to Steph Curry. I love the West when it's Steph. And then in 2021, it was the East again. So it's been a tit for tat. 2021 was the Milwaukee Bucks got it done. In 2020, it was the Lakers. They took it home for the West. 2019, it was the Toronto Raptors. If you guys can remember pre-pandemic, real basketball before the bubble and all that. The East took it in 2019. But Golden State gave you guys a double feature in 2017 and 2018, taking it home twice in a row for the West being the best. And prior to that was 2016 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So as you see, this is kind of equally balanced. When you look at the historical tug of war between the Eastern and the Western conferences, it's like the Eastern Conference narrowly holds the record by the most total NBA championships, maintaining a slim 41-38 title lead overall over the Western Conference. So if you're looking at medical tents for tonight's game, injuries are going to play a massive role. This time of year, everybody's beat up. Even if you don't see it, they are beat up. That's why it's grueling, and they played 7 games, so there was no rest, y'all. Knicks are crossing their fingers that OG Anunoby's strained hamstring is going to hold up throughout tonight's game, as his perimeter defense against San Antonio's wing depth is critical. And for the Spurs, they are relatively healthy, though Devin Vassell is playing through a minor ankle sprain. Let me do a small thing that I rarely do. Let me do this real quick while I got y'all on here, because I am going to give you guys some updates, because when I run all of my pre-stuff, and this is airing on Fox right now, when I run all my pre-stuff, it's before the show, this, that, and the third. But as of 6 minutes ago, there are updates. You guys could Google this if you cannot watch it, but it should be on your local Fox affiliate. Let me see. They are saying San Antonio. Let me see. Hang on. Score right now is 22-17. San Antonio is leading with a little less than 2 minutes to go in the first. So that's where all of you guys are. You'll probably catch this on a replay and be like, oh, she talked about the game. Da, 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 da. But, you know, they're looking at Harper's points being huge and Josh Hart. So anyway, I'll give you guys probably a plug-in if I have a chance before I wrap back up. But I do suspect a lot of you all are watching this game. But I will say, for the most part, the minor ankle sprain is, you know, you could play through it. Now, as for off the court drama, the trade rumor mill is spinning out of control right now. Even as the finals are starting, rumors are swirling heavily around Boston Celtics star Jaylen Brown. Now, if in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, first AJ Brown from that neck of the woods with Philly. Now, you know, the Celtics, same geographical area up north. Insiders are reporting that multiple teams, including the New Orleans Pelicans, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Houston Rockets, are preparing massive, aggressive packages this summer if Boston decides to reshape their roster. Like, they're like, look, we got our money and we're ready to get Jaylen Brown to our franchise. Now, if the draft coming up in 20 days, literally like 20 days away, we're right here at the draft. If the league sources say the LA Clippers are listening to offers for their newly acquired number 5 overall pick, they may be looking to flip this thing where it may include Jaylen Brown. Now, they're in a win now. They need a win now. They need a win now. I can't say that enough. They need a win now veteran, because that pair alongside Kawhi Leonard is what they're going to be looking for to make a major difference. Now, let's shift gears to the WNBA. Got to include my girls tonight. 2026 regular season is heating up with incredible intensity. We've seen some massive recent matchups over the last 48 hours. The powerhouse Las Vegas Aces continued their dominant run, stifling the Los Angeles Sparks. You know, a little interstate rivalry there. 79-69 behind an efficient scoring clinic put on by none other than my girl, Asia Wilson. Meanwhile, the expansion buzz is real. The Golden State Valkyries picked up a massive statement win. Like they have been really out there, y'all. If you gotta catch WNBA when you can, but they took down the Portland Fire today, 95-77 at Chase Center. And if you want to blow out, the Minnesota Lynx absolutely dismantled the Phoenix Mercury, cruising to 111-77 victory. So let's just make sure I'm not missing any comments here. But yeah, so it's been a really incredibly busy day for the basketball court across the real. Now let's look at who's leading the league in the WNBA. Pure buckets. The race for the scoring title is exceptionally tight. Kelsey Plum is leading the Los Angeles Sparks, 26.8 points per game. Asia Wilson right behind her for the Aces, 24.8 points per game. Alicia Gray from the Atlanta Dream, and welcome to Angel, to the Dream, 21.1 points per game. Kelsey Mitchell out of the Fever, 20.6 points per game, and followed by none other than Caitlin Clark for the Indiana Fever as well at 20.1. What's up to you, B. Paul? Thank you so much for saying hello. I hope you are doing well tonight. Just like B. Paul did. Y'all come on in and say hello. I am live, and I will address your comments and greet you appropriately. And hit that thumbs up if you guys are watching on YouTube. And shout out to all those pages that allowed me to share this stream. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate you allowing me to join and to share my podcast. Now, on the injury foot, we can't leave the WNBA without talking about the injuries. The Indiana Fever are managing multiple death issues right now in their backcourt, which has contributed to uneven, mediocre start to their season, despite Caitlin Clark leading the league in assists at over 8 per game. Meanwhile, Phoenix is struggling to find consistency as they wait for their front court rotations to fully heal from early season wear and tear. And there you have it. That's your NBA, WNBA report. Thank you so much, B. Paul. I hope you're doing great. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's switch over to the MLB. This is the Diamond Report, guys. Heading over to the Diamond for MLB news today, June 3rd. We are officially entering the summer grind, and the power balance in both leagues is becoming crystal clear. And let's look at the official top 5 teams for the American and National Leagues as of this afternoon. Tampa Bay won't go away for the American League. Number 5 top teams. Number 1 is the Tampa Bay Rays, sitting pretty at 36-23, fending off the Bronx Bombers with elite veteran pitching. Number 2, the New York Yankees, go figure, 36-24, boasting a massive plus 93 run differential behind none other than the Batmaster himself, Aaron Judge. Number 3, do not let your guards down to the Cleveland Guardians, y'all. 35-27, holding down a very tight lead to be competitive in the AL Central. Kudos to the Guardians. The Seattle Mariners. All right, y'all, from the West Side, 33-29. You guys are rounding out at number 4, currently on a blistering 8-game winning streak. Bo Crouch, if you're watching, I don't care. Just kidding. Kudos to the Mariners. And number 5, rounding it out, is none other than Chicago White Sox. They are sitting just 2 games behind those Guardians, y'all, after an 8-0 shutout over Minnesota today. That's the AL top 5. Yeah, beat Paul Tampa. Great pitching and hitting. Like, I'm literally shocked. They were that team nobody saw coming. Now, my favorite division, none other than the National League top 5, started out and running the Atlanta Braves. My boys, 41-20. They literally have the best record in the entire league right now. The best record in baseball, and a staggering plus 110 run differential. Let me get my cue card on for these people, because let me tell you guys something. Let me read that again for you guys, because we want to make sure the Atlanta Braves. 41-20, staggering plus 110 run differential. You heard it here first. Did they say clock it, clock it? Number two, the Los Angeles Dodgers at 39-22. The two-time defending champs look terrifyingly balanced yet again. Yes, Matt Olson does rock. You are absolutely right. Gotta love them. Go Braves. The Milwaukee Brewers are finishing this thing out at number three, dominating small ball, leading the NL Central by over 5 games. They sit at 37-21. Number four, Pittsburgh Pirates, 33-28. Always a it's always a Pittsburgh team. And some, it's like, okay, yeah, it's Pennsylvania. It's just Pittsburgh, Philly. It's always a Pennsylvania team, I should have said. I got a little confused there. 33-28, riding a 4-game win streak to keep pressure on the Central. And rounding out the NL is none other than not your Padre, not my Padre, but the San Diego Padres, the Dads. 32-27 record, holding on to a slim edge over Arizona. Those Diamondbacks are still out there crawling, y'all. I can't even look at their mascot because I'm terrified of their mascot. So I can't even talk about them like that. But they're close. Let's put it like that. Now, the single biggest story in baseball today comes out of New York. Yankees ace Garrett Cole has officially rejoined the starting rotation, providing a massive boost to that team. Y'all see, I've already given you guys their standing, and they already look like they're an American League heavyweight. Now that he's back in action, just look at it, because they've had a big injury bug. This injury bug hasn't spared anybody. The Braves are keeping a close eye on their bullpen depth after an exhausting stretch of games. These series are long and grueling, and it's been hot. It's cooling off a little bit here in Atlanta today, but it's been really hot. And the New York Mets are scrambling for answers, y'all, as their pitching staff continues to surrender runs during their current West Coast road trip. He said San Diego's going to drop out. No Padres there. All right, y'all. Now, the next subject we're going to talk about today is none other than the NHL Stanley Cup, people. Clock it, clock it, clock it, clock it, clock it. Game kicking off tomorrow. My Canes, I keep saying I got to, you know what? When I get off here tonight, I've got to order me a Carolina Hurricanes shirt or something. I don't have no Canes gear, but it's nothing like knowing that your home state is winning something, except the Tar Heels, y'all. Duke all day, every day. For me to go ahead and root for them. And I need to get something before their prices go up. But anyway, the Western Conference, yes, the Canes, yo. The Canes, okay, are you a Cowboy people? All right, I'm going to say it. Let's find out. Anyway, the Stanley Cup Finals are officially underway, and Game 1 is providing an absolute heart stopper. The Western Conference champion Vegas Golden Knights traveled in hostile environment at the Lenovo Center and stole home ice advantage, defeating the Carolina Hurricanes 5-4. What a heartbreaker in a high-scoring thriller. Y'all know that the Canes been going overtime quite a bit. Well, this time it didn't work. And Vegas used their heavy playoff experience, because it's the Canes' first time in a minute, to withstand a furious third-period rally from the Canes. Now, tomorrow night, what did putt off? I can't say kick. I can't say tip. They putt off tomorrow, June 4th, Thursday at 8 p.m. That game is in Carolina. Take note of this schedule for these specific games. And it's 8 o'clock. Then game 3 is Saturday in Vegas at 8 p.m. And then the game 4 series will be June 9th, the following Tuesday at 8 p.m. Now, looking at the stat leaders, thank you, B-Paul. Yeah, they looking good. Looking at the stat leaders guiding the rosters, Vegas is leaning heavily on the depth scoring and physical presence on the blue line to frustrate Carolina's speed. Y'all know they've been really putting it down. But for the Canes, their top line needs to convert more efficiently on the power play if they want to even things up tomorrow night. So I'm hoping they get it done. I'm confident they'll get it done. Um, I need to get my shirt so people don't think I'm a bandwagoner because that's my home state. Now, injuries are definitely another hidden story for June hockey. I mean, they've been playing a long time. Carolina's pushing through without a couple of key bottom six grinders who were lost during the Eastern Conference Finals against Montreal. You know, a loser's always going to take you out with them. You know, they're going to take you out one way or the other. But on the flip side, Vegas is actually showing incredible resilience despite multiple defensemen visibly playing through injuries and significant undisclosed upper and lower body ailments. So they don't even want to get on the injury list. They just want to press on through. And so, yeah, there's how you have it. Now, because I'm going to talk NFL for the remainder of the show, I'm going to go ahead and run the credits. And I'll be back in about 47 seconds. So just hang tight. I'm still here. I'm still live. And let me find a commercial. And yeah, I'll be back in like literally 51 seconds. All right, guys, and welcome back to the second segment of the legal score. So, for a lot of you all have asked me about the name change. So, it was all things football from a lady's perspective because for a while, all I did was a lot of NFL. Then, when I got with Mac McGrath and Miss Linda, the production team for Northeast Streaming Sports, they had like a plethora of sports that they did. So, I got involved in that. And I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to start talking about all sports because I had like a lot of guests and stuff like that. And I still have guests on, but I just have not been with school and other obligations. But it's the legal score because now I also implement a lot of current events, things that are going on in the news. So if time permits tonight, because I literally do not want to wait till Saturday, I will be talking about a very big trial that just occurred. And I think I will have time. But next, let me go ahead and give you guys this NFL news. So I don't know how to feel about this because I just think that this person is absolutely amazing on and off the field. And I love his dynamic with his family and everything. And y'all, we're saying goodbye to number 3, none other than Russell Wilson, hanging up his cleats, possibly getting a contract with CBS Sports, 14 spectacular historic seasons. 37-year-old quarterback Russell Wilson has officially announced his retirement. Now, I broke this news a couple of days ago when I started seeing the rumblings about CBS possibly offering him a job. Russell had not announced his retirement, but the writing was on the wall. And so today it officially came out. He's announcing his retirement from professional football. He penned an emotional 3-minute, 16-second video on social media titled Thank You Football, Love number 3. You guys can check it out. He spent his first 10 seasons rewriting the Seattle Seahawks record book. He earned 9 of his 10 career Pro Bowl selections there, leading the franchise to 8 playoff appearances and back-to-back Super Bowl trips, including that dominant ring over Denver in their Super Bowl matchup there. Now, after a massive trade from Seattle, that's when we started to see a different Russ. He was not Danger Russ anymore. He was just Russell Wilson. But that's a figment of the teams he's also surrounded by. After a massive trade from Seattle, he finished out his career with stops in Denver, Pittsburgh, where he did go 6-5 as a starter and earned his 10th Pro Bowl nod, and a final 2025 stint with the New York Giants. Sierra and the crew, they have moved all over this country. And I just think that Russell is definitely Hall of Fame bound, very level headed. Even when the Panthers eliminated them to go to the Super Bowl back in 2016, always got to love Russ. The legacy that he's going to leave in this game as the only player in NFL history to pass for over 40,000 yards and rush for over 5,000 yards. Russell Wilson is the only player. And I'm not saying just quarterback, I'm saying player. 40,000 yards, NFL history to pass. Kudos to Russell. Enjoy your time as a correspondent with CBS or wherever your next steps take you. It's going to be interesting to see where he finally calls home for he, Sierra, and the kids. But his next chapter, he won't be away from the game too long. He did confirm that offer I told you guys about. He has an offer on the table to back up for the Jets this season coming up. Like I guess they were thinking about calling him, but he turned it down, y'all. They were going to actually call him in as a backup. He turned it down to officially join CBS Sports. So that announcement will be coming soon. He's going to be a studio broadcast team as an analyst, and he's going to be on the NFL Today show starting this fall. So congratulations again to Russell. All right. Now, in addition to that, it's been a busy week. Blockbuster trades all week long. Front offices just like we were head spinning, completely shattered as an NFL fan. Slow summer, being really quiet. But then all of a sudden, as the words of J.J. Evans, dynamite. All right. 2 massive league altering trades that just went down, y'all. Here is the exact breakdown of what was given up and what was received. Number 1, Myles Garrett. Mega deal. The Los Angeles Rams and the Cleveland Browns. In a move that literally feels completely unprecedented. The Los Angeles Rams, y'all, they so freaking desperate. It's ridiculous. They went all in, solidifying themselves as true Super Bowl favorites now because of this trade by landing the reigning defensive player of the year. Now, Myles Garrett, who's coming off of an insane record-breaking single-season sack record, is now heading to the West Side. But guess who's probably not happy? Of all people that the Rams give up, they gave up Jared Verse, y'all. Can y'all believe that? Like, Jared Verse is literally 25 years old, 2-time Pro Bowler already, edge rusher. Like, I saw how he really displayed his talent against my Panthers. 2027, this is what the Browns are getting in return for Myles Garrett. They're getting Jared Verse, who, by the way, has already deboed the number 8 from Dylan Gabriel. So he's already wearing it like, look, dude, get your own number. I'm coming in here. Good luck getting your number 8. They're getting a 2027 first-round pick. This is what Cleveland's getting. They're getting a 2028 second-round pick, and they're getting a 2029 third-round pick. Cleveland, the Rams going to be paying for Myles Garrett for the next 3-4 seasons. Like, that is a long time. The Rams are pairing Myles with an already spectacular defense. Let's go ahead and give it to him. They added their corner Trent McDuffie earlier during the offseason. And Cleveland, who got rid of Kevin Stefanski and sent him to Atlanta. I still don't know why. With the same record, they've got Shedeur Sanders now as their starting QB, but they've been struggling, y'all. They've struggled heavily with a low winning percentage over the last 2 seasons. They are going to maximize Myles Garrett's peak trade to load up on their high value draft because, but if the Rams, this is my thing, if the Rams are this Super Bowl caliber team and they are a first round draft pick, what kind of draft are they, what prospect are they going to have by the time they pick? Because they're going to pick past the 25th, 26th minimum. They're not going to be in the top 10. So they're almost at the second round at this point. But Cleveland went ahead and let them go. But Garrett's peak trade value is going to help them offload that high cap, that draft capital, because y'all know he was expensive, so that they can actually afford to hunt for a franchise quarterback in the 2027 draft. I think this is when Arch Manning comes out. But this is what's crazy. Why are y'all looking for a franchise quarterback? What's wrong with Shedeur? Why is he not acclimating? He's gotten him more wins than any starting quarterback that Cleveland had. And so I'm confused as to why they are, I don't know, typical Cleveland, rebuild coach, rebuild everything per usual. I was getting ready to give you guys a small plug on the game. Ooh, looks like Jalen Brunson got a scant knee. But I'm looking for the score here. Score is 32-37, 5-point differential. San Antonio still leads, 5 minutes left in the second half, a little bit over 5. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, I just don't know. And then here's another one, guys, that nobody was really shocked about. The rumbling's been there. This dude got married, and AJ Brown got married, and Jalen Hurts and all these people that are supposed to be his homies were not even at his wedding. Well, he's now gone to New England. So it is bad blood in the water up there in Philly, and they went ahead and, granted his wishes. New England Patriots just handed their young star quarterback Drake May an elite weapon in AJ Brown. Like, if he plays and, keeps his temperament down, he's going to be great. Elite weapon in the passing game. They struck this deal with Howie Roseman and the Eagles. And in turn, this is what's going to happen. New England is going to receive this wide receiver, AJ Brown. And the Eagles are going to receive in return a 2028. So not 27. They skipped the whole year. And actually, that's probably smarter, because if they're thinking they're going to be towards the top of the draft, and I say that not like from 1, 2, 3, 4, I mean like they're going to be further back because they're going to have a better record. First round pick draft in 2028, and the better, this is what gets me. These people are negotiating for real. The better of New England's 2027 fifth round draft pick. So the very tail end of the draft, they're going to let them pick whoever they think is the best one. All right, Paula. Yeah, my brother loves the Pats too. Let's go Pats. Now, Brown reportedly had no interest in signing a long-term future stay in Philadelphia. I told you guys there was some bad blood there. This allowed the Eagles to actually secure a future first rounder while clearing up this critical cap space for him. And meanwhile, New England is continuing aggressively building an offensive arsenal because they are not going to just rest. Like, Mike Vrabel has worked miracles with that Patriots team. And even though Drake May is from Carolina Tar Heels, and I don't like the Tar Heels, I do like Drake May because I do know he was a Panthers fan as a kid, and the fact that he's still Carolina connected and now playing in the NFL. I'm super proud that he took that team all the way to the Super Bowl, the very first year. So go figure that. Even though people have argued and said, oh, they didn't play anybody, that's how they got there. And, they only really got there because Denver got beat up so bad, this, that, and the third. Well, no. So there you have it. And this is the thing, because They're building this arsenal, especially because they just landed Romeo Dobbs in the free agency. So the Patriots are making sure that they get a run at this thing again. Now, I got to make sure um, that I give you guys all the info, the 4-1 Wheezy, as they say, before I get on the next subject. Let me see here. I want to make sure I got all the NFL news because every single time I log off of this broadcast, it never fails that something has happened. I'm like, dang, I could have talked about that, while I was on. Da, 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 da. Yeah, they go there is all that counts. Okay, there you go. Paul, who is your team? Okay, we do have breaking news. 7 minutes ago, guys, the Pittsburgh Steelers, 7 minutes ago, just signed tight end Darnell Washington to a 4-year, $42 million extension. Of course, Washington hauled in a career high 31 receptions for 364 yards and 1 touchdown last season. So kudos to him and all this, that, and the third. But that's big. A lot of people are getting paid. This is that time of year. And some shocking news. Now, this is shocking. This guy was a star for the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, maybe. Younghoe Koo. He has officially been released, y'all, by the New York Jets today. He literally, this is what's crazy. They just signed him 5 days ago. So now that's letting me be like, wait a minute. This dude just got signed. And now he's released. Other news, 49ers star Trent Williams, the left tackle, his contract is running through 2027. He said that's going to be it for him. He's telling everybody now, I'm retiring after my contract is up. He's going to play out the next 2 seasons of his deal. And even though he hasn't, made the official word, he's already saying his family is getting set up for what's going to happen after. Like they're setting up. His daughter is getting ready to move away for college. And he's literally said that, he's getting ready to hang it up. And if he retires in 2027, which is what he's saying, he would have played 17 seasons. That's crazy. It does not feel like it's been 17 seasons of Trent Williams. Now, this person here that's been missing in action forever, Brandon Ayuk, y'all. Brandon freaking Ayuk. Well, he was just issued a warrant on a misdemeanor charge tied to an alleged speeding incident from December. Y'all know he's been MIA. Some of his friends on the team said he doesn't even text or anything. It shows him driving over 100 miles per hour near Levi Stadium. I guess he just, didn't even want to look at the stadium because he don't want to play there. So he's just going to speed right past there. Well, he literally reacted on Instagram, y'all, by posting another video of himself speeding and calling out the Santa Clara District Attorney's Office. All right, y'all. I just feel like this conduct is extreme. He said some expletives in the call, like basically come get me, type stuff. And yeah, there's that. All right. More news, guys. I do have some more football news for you guys. Veteran quarterback Nathan Peterman has retired from the NFL, become a certified agent with Range Sports, who represented him as a player. He's been with the Bills in the 5th round since 2017. He's now 32, and he got drafted out of Pittsburgh, but now he is retiring. Yeah, I mean, these players, I wish they would come up with a way where they're doing everything else to see if people have CTE stuff like while they're alive. Because it is like really, really telling by these, like we see it in Antonio Brown. It's big. Oh yeah, I know what I forgot to tell y'all. OBJ, y'all, is headed back to New York. Odell Beckham Jr. I don't know how I forgot to tell you guys about that. I saw the notice that he was trying out. Next thing I know, he is signed. So you're just like, what? Like, just that quick stuff happens, and it happens so quick that you just like everything just be happening. And so yeah, he's it is what it is, as they say. Now, let me see. They did say Jared Verse was upset about moving. I'm still shocked about Young Wei Koo. I literally need to know what the heck. Like, ugh, this is just a lot. It's a lot. All right. Making sure I got everything before I go to this next one. I literally had to go on here and look real quick, y'all. All right. So Malik Neighbors got some law enforcement issues with a road rage incident, allegedly. Yeah, he could be a great mentor and coach. But let me tell you, New York has been having a lot of injuries as of late, non-contact injuries and stuff like that. And I'm wondering just what a difference it will be. All right, the second half is winding up here, and we got a 2-point game, y'all. New York is not to be muted. Well, now it's a 4-point game, but the point is they are hanging in there. This game is extremely competitive, at least for round one. All right, back to my NFL. The Eagles' first rounder wide receiver, Mekhi Lemon, is actually dealing with a hamstring injury. And big news for Atlanta Falcons. Okay, the Atlanta Falcons just have decided they're going to extend wide receiver Drake London to a 4-year, $141 million extension, 35.25 million annual per year with $100 million guaranteed. This dude is 24 years old, and he is now under contract until he's gonna be 30 years old. So I know there was some discussion because I live here in Atlanta, and they're part of our rivals, so you got to always watch your enemies. There was some discussion for a while about Drake London, what they were going to do with him, but they kept him. So there you go. Congratulations to him. Let's see. The Pittsburgh Steelers are signing linebacker Nick Herbig to a 4-year, $100 million extension, $25 million APY with $42 million guaranteed. What's up, Stephanie? Real life topics. How you doing, girl? I gotta get you on my show. I'm gonna have to connect with you here soon. We talk about this all the time. But anyway, and Jalen Reagor, you guys, from the former 2020 Philadelphia Eagles first rounder wide receiver Jalen Reagor has signed with the Dolphins, y'all. 27 years. He was with the Chargers before this. He's signing with them. I don't have the contract details right now, but yeah, there's that. And here's the details about Odell Beckham's contract. 1-year veteran minimum. So not like 1-year contract, but a 1-year minimum for $1.3 million. So they said, like, listen, it depends on how you look up here. Y'all know he's uniting with Harbaugh. Harbaugh is giving him an opportunity. And so there you have it. The Seattle Seahawks have signed defensive end Derek Hall, 3 years, $42 million extension, up to $46.5 million is what it's worth. And so there you have it. Now, I just want to make sure I got everything before I go. Some of this stuff I'm not going to even touch. All right, let me talk to you guys about something that I talked on my Saturday show. All right. I know the country right now has been watching from afar. This is the legal segment of my show. No, I'm not a lawyer. I am in law school, and I'm not giving it advice. The state of South Carolina had a case. If you don't know about it, just look up Rick Chow, Rickchow. It's everywhere. A press conference was held today because he was a store owner in Columbia, South Carolina, who shot and killed a 14-year-old by shooting him in the back because he alleged that he thought that this young man had stolen water out of his cooler. Cyrus Benton is his name. I feel like he's got a middle name. But anyway, I want to give I want to give all due respect Cyrus Carmack Belton, 14 years old, has on a red hoodie, some jeans and shorts or what have you, leaves his backpack at the register per the mother. It's a mother, son, and a husband. You go into the store, there is a wall full of pictures because the store owner has an intricate security system that even does facial recognition. So the prosecutor put on this case that this young man ran 130 feet from the store. And for y'all who don't have the dexterity or just can't put that into what that looks like, that is the size of a professional football field from goalpost to goalpost. He ran that distance from the store, 130 yards. And he ran so fast that he ran out of his shoe. He dropped 2 cell phones. But this is where I need to back up. So he leaves his backpack at the front. He's now just has his hoodie on. He goes to the cooler. He takes out 4 bottles of water. Mrs. Chow is literally right behind him, just like on the camera. You see it. She's staring him down. And he doesn't even look back. He just puts the bottles back. He just doesn't take them. He gets ready to exit the store. And he goes back to the front where the son, Andy Chow, is working the register. Andy asks him, and you can hear it, "You have something in your pocket." And Cyrus says, "No, I don't." And he's like, "You do." And Cyrus was respectful. He was like, "No, I don't." He didn't yell. He didn't curse. He didn't even elevate his voice at all. Cyrus grabs his backpack and just walks out of the store casually. Within seconds, Mrs. Chow says something in Cantonese that causes Rick Chow, the store owner, to come out of the back room where the surveillance cameras are. And he and Andy, who come from around the counter, give chase to this 14-year-old. And they are running into oncoming traffic. Right at this moment, people are protesting on Parkland out there in Columbia because this is horrific. And they chase him down. All along, they basically say, okay, they found out after he was running that he had a gun. They didn't know it until he tripped and fell, and he skint his knee up so bad. They showed the pictures. His shin was really busted up. It wasn't just a scrape. He tripped and fell because you got to think this kid is running with one shoe on, running in his sock, literally across a road and down a side, just trying to get away from these 2 adults, because Andy, the son, is a college student. He's 200 pounds, 5'11", and Mr. Chow is 55, 58 years old. And he's chasing him. And then the mother, Mrs. Chow, goes out, picks up the cell phones that were dropped and the shoe, and goes back in. The story is that when he fell, and you can see this, he's wearing a hoodie. The bulge that Andy thought was water was really Cyrus's gun. He's 14. Yes, he should not have a gun. It is illegal to have a gun. But in him falling, the gun came out. I'm thinking his first reaction was to grab the gun because he saw it and he knows he's not supposed to have it. Not that he's going to grab this gun to shoot anybody. But Chow says that Andy says, and Andy says, he's got a gun. And then he says that his dad told him to drop it and that Cyrus pointed it at them. And no one else is a witness but those 3 people. And Cyrus can't speak. He shoots them in the back on the right side. It travels up, lodges into his heart, and this poor kid dies. The jurors, 7 of them African Americans, and I'm assuming the other 5 were not, in South Carolina, listened to the testimony. The prosecutors did not give a lesser included offense, which is like, say they're charging for murder. then they cannot give second degree murder. They can give it, but they didn't give that as an option. They only gave murder, guilt or innocence, nothing more. And it has to be unanimous, meaning everybody has to vote. All the jurors have to agree. These are the problems I have with this case. They did not have a copy of the jury instructions when they went in the back. There's 12 of them. And I know that because they came out several times saying we have a question. They kept sending the foreperson out. We're tired. We want to know, can we just go home and come back tomorrow? That was the first time they came out. The judge is like, nope, you guys are deliberating. I'll order y'all some food and we'll have dinner, but keep deliberating now that you start deliberating. So right there, that tells me they're ready to go home. They are done receiving and translating information for today. They want to be out. So they said that. They sent the foreperson out. We're ready to go home. Judge says, no, we'll order dinner. I knew then. I was like, okay, they're going to order their dinner. They're going to eat their dinner. Then they're going to hurry up and give the verdict because they still want to go home. It's not just about them being hungry. Then you roll it back. They ask, because in South Carolina, the law is to have a murder conviction, it has to have malice. Now, see, the pre-law me wouldn't have realized what malice really is. Malice doesn't mean you just mad about it, like you're malicious. It means you intentionally did it. If you shoot somebody and it wasn't accidental, what is it? It's intentional. You shot him in the back while he was running away. You can't just stop, aim, and shoot and say it was an accident when there was no type of interruption, that there was no wrestling over the gun or anything. So, in my opinion, that was met. But guess what? The jurors didn't know what the word malice meant. They came back and asked them. They specifically said, what elements do we have to prove for malice? What do we have to say for the malice part of this argument to be met? And right then I began to worry. I was like, you have jurors who you have not educated in legalese to at least understand the complexities of the language that you're using in your sentencing instructions. So because they don't know, they don't know. And then people testified that after Cyrus was shot, that Rick Chow aided in life-saving measures, including, and this is graphic, sucking the blood and the vomit out of Cyrus's mouth as he was getting sick because of the blood filling up in his lungs, because this bullet hit the back of his lung and then went into his heart. So he's every heartbeat, he's now drowning within himself. And because Rick Chow did mouth to mouth and sucked this blood out, and that made him basically appear remorseful to the jury. The thing that I did not realize is Rick Chow has a history. He had 2 other incidents that the police had come to his store where he shot at other teenagers. And South Carolina law does not allow you to admit prior incidents in any phase of a murder trial. So because that evidence was inadmissible, the jurors had no idea. I had no idea. And I don't live in South Carolina. I'm a North Carolina native, but I live in Georgia. And had this case not been publicized, I would not know. So guess what, guys? They came back with a not guilty verdict. Not guilty. All of them were polled individually. The mother's crying hysterically. I feel so bad for her. The father's crying hysterically, like they are visibly, like audibly and visibly just upset. And so the civil lawsuit is commencing. They had filed one back in 2023. Now, Rick Chow done sold his store back in 2023 also. He sold it for over $1 million. So it's under new management. But folks in Columbia do not care. They are out there still. And I am submitting that he probably sold the store to cover his legal fees, because he had Alex Murdoch, lawyer up there, Mr. Swearling. Like, he had top dog lawyers up there. And he made sure he got an African-American lawyer on his team as well to appeal to the jury. We know what that's about. But that guy, Sean Kent, he was a beast. His main defensive lawyer was a beast. Like, he knew his material. I didn't see him with no notes. And he just diced up. And because he was able to paint the picture that this possibly could happen with this gun coming out. And I'm thinking in my mind, though, me as a 14-year-old, if a gun falls out of my pocket, the first thing I'm going to do is try to grab it, because I don't want nobody to know I have this. And I honestly think that's what happened. The gun did fall out, but it didn't fall out like you were aiming it. And let's be clear, even if he did aim it, this is a 14-year-old kid that weighs 114 pounds, y'all. 5'5", 5'6", a small kid running from two adults at 1.3, running for his life. And he doesn't even know why they're chasing him because he's already told them, I don't have anything. But you know, the defense, they introduced an Instagram post that was posted from the previous day where Cyrus was wearing the same hoodie and posing with that same weapon that was recovered at the scene. So y'all did it, South Carolina. Y'all got a way to get away with that one. But the civil lawsuit will commence. And this is the thing. Very rarely does a prosecutor, they normally don't even get a chance to do an appeal. And even if they did, it can't be on anything evidentiary. It can only be according to those jury instructions. So if you got somebody that come out later on and actually fess up and say, I didn't know what malice meant because we weren't advised, perhaps it could be revisited, but it's very unlikely that that would happen. As I close, want to also give thoughts and condolences to the family of Peebo Bryson, 75 years old, suffered a stroke a few days back. I knew when I heard how bad the stroke was that it was going to be very difficult to recover from. But he succumbed yesterday to that stroke, 75 years old. And the thing is, Peebo was still touring. He had some tours set up in Alabama in October, still living life. So with that, of course, we, extend our thoughts and condolences to everywhere. And with that, guys, I'm going to say good night. Thank you so much for joining me and supporting me. And y'all be blessed. I'll see you guys soon.